No, I don't need a third cup of coffee. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show about cosplay conventions and all the nerdy bits and bytes. It's been a hot minute since the last episode, but I'm extremely excited and happy to have the wonderful Kayjora cosplay join me again.
Hello, hello.
Hi. How's your weekend been so far?
It's been pretty good, pretty busy. I just actually came back from a convention yesterday, so lots of
Oh,
busy stuff.
really?
Yeah,
Which one?
it was called GCX. It's essentially a gaming expo. It was originally a Destiny convention that they converted
Oh.
into a more game centric convention, and the profits go to St. Jude. So it's a really
Oh, that's
good,
really nice. That's really
yeah, it's
great.
a really good
Y-
convention.
Yeah. So, did you just go for that one day?
I did. There was a cosplay competition that I took part in.
Ooh, how'd you do?
Um, I'm not really sure. They just announced a winner, and then honorable mentions. So I was not the
Okay.
winner. That's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's not the con we're here to talk about today. I actually didn't realize you were there because I think Danielle was there
Yes.
in
Yeah.
her Lady Demetress cosplay.
Yes.
I saw
Yes, I saw
pictures.
her. She looked fantastic.
Oh, I love her to bits. Love her to
Yeah.
bits.
Such a sweet lady.
So not that con, but in terms of we're actually here, or at least I am, and I mean you're here on the show, so you agreed to it. So binding contract and all that. No contract, none of the sort.
Oh
Um,
no.
oh no, yeah, I'm still waiting on the $50 deposit. Um, no. Joke aside, you were at MegaCon in
I
Orlando,
gotta check into
Florida.
the savings.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I was
Um.
saying I gotta check in the savings for the $50 deposit. But yes, I was at
Oh, okay.
MegaCon Orlando.
Okay. Yes, and was that end of May,
It was it was actually the second to last weekend of May.
which was Memorial Day weekend.
I
A
believe
close,
so.
a
Oh no,
close.
no, no. Memorial Day was the last weekend of May, so it was the weekend before then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You had stuff going on the last 2 weeks in terms of when we were trying to like schedule up an episode. But
Mhm.
in any case, you were there. You were actually there on behalf of slash working with Misty Mountain Gaming.
Yes, I was.
Because you are, oh, if I'm gonna get this right, like a cosplay partner slash affiliate with them.
I'm more considered an influencer. I'm part of their adventurers program.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I would eventually getting towards that, but I get the same vein or something like that. Because like I'm just aware of them because oh my Sophie actually works for them as their, I guess, their marketing slash influencer relations kind of thing
Yes.
position. But in any case, um, you were there at the booth. I imagine selling prints and all that fun stuff. Yeah. What was it like?
Oh, it was amazing. Um, it's almost been about a year now that I've worked with Misty Mountain Gaming, and I can say it's probably the best company I've ever worked for. They really set the standard for how they treat their employees and their influencers, and you can tell that they just have a lot of love to give, and they want to make sure that you're taken care of. This MegaCon event ended up being a content creation weekend for the Adventurers program for Misty Mountain. So they put us up in a room and we brought a photographer along and we shot so much content, which should be coming out later this month, I believe. Um, it'll be like some commercials and videos. It'll be a lot of fun stuff. But they did that at no cost to us, and they made sure that we were taken care of completely. They offered us guest positions at their booth. It was just such a generous thing for the company to do, and it was just such a positive experience. It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess for those unaware, from what I can gather from like looking them up and from like all the stuff that Sophie posts about them, they're primarily centered around the tabletop side of, I guess, gaming slash nerdy goodness kind of stuff. So it's more so basically on the like Dungeons and Dragons, making fancy looking dice,
Yeah.
and I guess I'm assuming like table mat and those sorts of products.
Yes, so we sell custom stone dice, and they're 100% real stone. They're very beautiful. I own two sets of them. It's like a lifetime warranty, I believe, on the stone dice as well.
Oh
If they're like,
shit.
yeah,
Okay.
if they're ever chipped or cracked, they have a lifetime warranty on them. They also have resin dice. They have sharp edge resin dice, which I love sharp edge for some reason. I don't know why. Um, they sell dice trays. They sell leather bags. Um, we also have like leather books. We have this one book. I can't remember how much it is, but it's literally like the size of my entire torso. It's so big. Yeah. And it's a blank book, so you can write in it. I don't know if you're gonna write whatever you're gonna write, maybe your life story or something. But we sell a lot of fun things. It is mostly D&D centric. We also sell one shots, or we're getting ready to sell our one shots. So
Okay.
our campaigns.
All right. I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna pressure you to say anything. Don't worry. Yeah. No. I'm just like quickly scrolling through their website. Yeah. I got a bunch of books. Yep. Like you said, stone dice, glass dice,
Yes, our glass dice are really
whatever
nice.
the whatever the hell bone dice means.
So it's a hundred
Uh.
percent bone. It's organically or ethically sourced bone. That they
Oh,
have.
sheesh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have cut and carved into dice. They also have a
Holy
giant
smokes.
20 bone die as well.
Yeah. Metal dice, and then your classic D&D miniatures.
Yeah, that's
Um.
another thing we sell is minis. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm just like scrolling through their what you said, the Adventures Ambassador Team program sort of thing.
Mhm.
So again, all these lovely, rad looking people.
They're a beautiful bunch. I love them all.
Yeah. Holy smokes, 3 pages. And I'm like, why haven't I seen you yet? Like, oh, I'm just still scrolling down, scrolling down. So I'm going to assume you're there. Um, eventually on one of the pages. But so did the con consist of mostly? Like, did you all have? Or okay, no, better question. So I mean, just from me scrolling through the website and like that particular section, you get a pretty sizable ambassador team. Um, did everyone go, or were there like a subset of you that were able to like make time for the convention?
It was more along the lines of whoever was available to go went. It was offered to everybody in the Adventures program, but it is in Florida, so it is kind of a long distance for some of our adventurers. We're not all located in one state, unfortunately, even though I wish we were. Um,
Right.
so it did end up working out, though, that how many is that? 5 of the 6 people in our campaign that we just recently wrapped up were able to attend. So it was really nice because a lot of these people we haven't met in person. Um,
Right.
like I haven't met uh, D&D wannabe in person, Rob. His brother wasn't able to attend, but everybody else in the campaign was able to attend as well. So it was a very nice, wholesome thing. When you play a campaign for months and you haven't seen each other, then you finally see each other, and it's just, I don't know, it's a really nice feeling, like a reunion.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
and then I met some new characters, new faces. Met Sophie for the first time. Very beautiful human being. Love her to death. I met Nailed It. I met Eugene Photo. Suki. Suki's amazing. Just met a lot of people, and it was a really great experience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sounds like it was. Um, I imagine you all had like, did you all work at the booth, or did you like all had your separate times of like signings or things like that, or
So we had booth slots available. So that way
okay,
everybody would have equal amount of time at the booth. It was balanced.
gotcha.
Uh, and you could sign up for certain days. So I think one of the days I was a Star Wars character, and so I was like, yeah, that doesn't really make sense to sit at a D&D booth being a Star Wars character, so I didn't sign up for that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so this was a 3 day convention?
It's technically 4 days, I believe.
4 days. Oh shit. Okay.
It might be
Um,
3, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 because it starts on Thursday.
MegaCon Orlando, a huge 4 day weekend. There's my answer. Okay. um, so did you have cosplays for each of the days you were there, or like did you have your like eventual like casual Sunday kind of thing, or
It ended up being a casual Sunday, because I will say that from the moment we got there, we were just working the entire time, whether we were producing content or being at the convention, just interacting, having a great time, getting drinks after work or after the convention, getting dinner. Because we also had dinner with the cast, I guess you could call it, side of Misty Mountain, the staff side. Um,
okay?
and so we would all have a big family dinner, hang out with everyone, see their amazing faces, some of my favorite people, and then it was just nonstop for 4 days. So by the time Sunday came around, everybody was very tired. Plus, it was a
Oh, I
very
bet.
yeah, it was a very crowded convention too. It was record attendance, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yes, I think it was on a news station. I think they said over 140,000 attendance on Saturday.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's well. Of course, it's a lot, but like I'm just going off of. I'm just curious if any other cons that I've been to ever matched that attendance.
It's surprising, but Dragon Con hasn't. I think maybe their normal numbers are lower than that. I know that.
MegaCon numbers?
Dragon Con.
Oh, Dragon Con. Okay, right. I mean, I would just like defaulting to New York Comic Con, but like that's the biggest con in the country at the moment.
Yes. Well,
So
I was always under the impression that Dragon Con was the biggest con in the Southeast, but I've come to realize that MegaCon is actually the biggest con in the Southeast.
yeah.
Yeah, it says
Um.
85,000 for Dragon Con.
Mm, um. You're relatively. I forget. You're in the Florida area, right?
Right.
Okay. Yay, my memory's not that awful. um. Okay, so you were working the booth alongside Misty Mountain. Did that also lead into did you guys have like specific panels for the company, or did you like get roped into helping out with like cosplay contests or things of that nature?
No, we didn't do any of that. We we essentially we're just there to have fun. They basically gave us passes, and they're like, if you want to hang out at the booth, hang out at the booth. If you want to go look around, go look around. There really wasn't any obligations. It was just
Oh,
they wanted to
cool.
make sure that we had a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually gonna eventually lead into. So, I mean, you said that they allowed opportunity to like wander around the convention. Did
Mhm.
you? Well, was there anything at the con itself that really took you by surprise, or like do you have any like favorite moments from the convention itself?
I will say the two times that I've been at MegaCon, my favorite section personally is the Moss Isley section, part of the 501st. They always make it look just like you're in Disney. Um, they always do
Wow.
such a well job. Um, it just, yeah, it's amazing. And then they have all the characters there. You can play the card games. You can go to the forge that you see in the popular Mandalorian show, and the staff
Yep.
itself, they're very nice. So always a great experience with them. They also had the Senpai Squad Express Skins area, and that area was really cool because they had all the anime figures, they had the anime streetwear on top of the anime stickers, and then they had all these just souped up cars with the decals on them, and then they had like live music. It was a really cool area. Yeah, they always do a well job too.
Yeah, yeah. From what I've seen and heard from like past conventions or past iterations, and like all the people that I know that would go down there. So you did casual Sunday, which leads me to believe that you did or wore three cosplays to the convention. Um,
I actually technically wore four, one for each day.
oh, okay.
It's just the
Um,
last one was less effort.
hence casual Sunday. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Uh, what were they?
So Thursday I wore my Ronnie the Witch. Um and that
Ooh.
yes. And that was the first time I've worn her in public. I had just finished her probably the night before. I wouldn't be surprised. Um that was a major success. Probably the most popular cosplay I have ever worn. I wish I had brought business cards, but I didn't. But it was, it was a lot of pictures being taken of me and having me being stopped. Because I remember I was trying to go to these different booths to see my friends, and it was a very long process to make it to these booths because I was being stopped almost every 2 minutes.
Oh no.
Not that I'm complaining. It was a great experience, but I just was not expecting her to be that popular. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Um. What was that? What was that whole process like? So I'm actually trying to. Now I'm just gonna go. Whoop, whoop, flip around some windows, see if I can get. So I mean, you had all the multiple arms
I
that
did.
I guess she's known for. Let me see if I can pick out. No, that's the TikTok. Ah, God. Uh, what were the challenging parts about making Ronnie specifically?
I will say the most challenging part about Ronnie was the hat. The hat was, oh my god, it was a pain in the butt, really,
Yeah.
because patterning a hat that large to begin with, there's no patterns out there, so you have to make it yourself. I did use the stock of the cap, I guess you would call it the stock. I used Kimpatu Cosplay's pattern for that, but for the brim itself, I think I used up like 3 sheets of EVA foam, which I was not excited about.
Oh my. Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I was like,
Oh.
oh, there goes all my EVA foam. It's fine.
Oh God.
But I did get to work with new materials I've never worked with before. I actually ordered Phosphate from Coscom Supplies, and it's basically a thermoplastic felt. So I got to shape it onto the hat, and then you heat it up with a heat gun, it shrinks, and it creates a more defined crease in the hat itself. And then the most popular part of the hat was the lights. I got a lot of questions about the light. Got a lot of questions about the lights. So there's about 12 individual battery packs of fairy lights in the stock of the cap that
Okay.
you have to individually turn on. And essentially, I took those fairy lights and I glued them all down, which took me about 2 days to do just that. And then,
Oh,
yeah, I put a packaging material over it to kind of diffuse the light. And then the most painstaking part would probably be the hot glue that I used to create the viney texture underneath, because I was looking at some reference photos and I noticed that she has a very organic texture on the underside of her hat. So
yeah.
the best way I was able to do that was essentially get a hot glue gun and squeeze it from higher up
Yeah.
and
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let it sit.
just like let it drop onto the hat to create a viney texture.
Right. Yeah, no, I've got the picture that DT Jam took of you from the con itself. I'm looking at it. Yeah, good shot of the hat. And I can definitely see the veiny-ish texture that you were just talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane. That's insane. So yeah, no, I mean, you really knocked it out of the park. I can definitely see why it got so much attention or got so much popularity at the con with being stopped all the time. Um, yeah, wow, you really outdid yourself with this one.
Thank you.
Um, and you did mention that you had a Star Wars cosplay for one of the days.
I did. So Friday was my Sabine Wren Star Wars cosplay, and it was actually my first 3D printed cosplay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that was a lot of fun, but that was also a learning curve. I really give it to the individual cosplayers that wear full 3D printed outfits. It's pretty painful. There's not really much flex or give to it, so you have to make sure that it's sized to your body properly. Some of my
Yeah,
stuff isn't sized to my body properly just because I am very new to the software. I'm not sure, or not necessarily not sure, but just not as skilled in the software. So it was kind of, I was getting pinched a lot. I was kind of over that costume by the end of the day.
right.
Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah. And then what? So there was Star Wars. There was Ronnie. What were the other outfits that you brought?
so Saturday was Witch King of Angmar. Um, and I had originally wore the screen accurate Witch King of Angmar to Spooky Empire. Um, but I wanted to do a more feminized version. So
Okay.
I I essentially built up the boots. I had the gloves, the hand forearm armor, the shoulder armor, the helmet, and the mace. And then I had a nice looking corset to tie it all in. And then it wasn't really shown, but underneath that helmet, I did paint my skin white and had my hair
Ooh.
white to look like the very crusty, dusty Witch King of Angmar.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, no. Yep. David got a shot of that, and I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
That, was that mace challenging to make?
So that was my first 3D printed helmet. So it was definitely, that was also a learning curve. 3D printing is very hard if you're going into it not knowing anything because it's a lot of software that you're having to learn.
Oh yeah.
Um, a lot of software, and then once you do print it, you have to glue it together, sand it down, prime it, and you're using a lot of harsh chemicals. So it is recommended to do it outside. You're using chemicals like Bondo, epoxy, UV resin, spray paint. Just you're really just building something.
Oh yeah, no, you're going crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're going crazy with it. The helmet was fantastic. It fit very well. I did have to cut into the back of it to let it flex a little bit more, so it had more give. Um, but I will be eventually selling that helmet because I do not have room for it in my house. So
Okay.
yeah.
um. So that's okay. So that's three. Um.
Yep. And then the last day was my best friend Julie came with me on Sunday, and so she was Zenitsu, and I was Shinobu from Demon Slayer.
Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, I know Julie Ray from you. Um.
Yes.
Like found her through you. So okay. Yep. I'm
She's
looking at
pretty
pictures right
smart.
now. Yep. Oh yeah, that is definitely a casual Sunday kind of cosplay to wear.
It was so comfortable. Oh my god. Yeah, especially after wearing those intense builds all 3 days.
Oh my
And
god, yeah.
yeah, and Ronnie is mostly comfortable, but Ronnie is not a Florida cosplay. And then her hat has a lot of weight in it because one, I put weights in the back of it.
It's not a Florida cosplay. You damn right. Oh my god, you must have been like dying in that thing.
Oh my god, yes. Yes, I was very sweaty.
And then I mean, the Witch King is just like full on black, so it's like,
Yes, the Witch King was just uncomfortable because I couldn't see.
well, that yeah. I mean, I'm going to hopefully assume that the convention itself was like air conditioned because I'm just thinking in my head, it's black against the heat. Oh no, that's a death sentence.
No, okay, so yeah, the convention was comfortable. On Thursday, it was a little warm just because Ronnie is just she is a Game of Thrones outfit all day. I mean, it's essentially a bear on my back.
Oh
She
yeah,
she's a
Jesus.
very warm cosplay. And then Sabine was extremely comfortable temperature wise. Just like, it's not the armor itself doesn't have a lot of give. Um, but yes, Sunday we were wearing normal clothes, and then we had our robes over us and our wigs, and that was such a comfortable, comfortable cosplay after everything the past 3 days we had been through.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Any personal favorite moment or like memory from the convention itself?
Personal favorite moments. I just say the amount of time that I got to spend with everyone, seeing everyone, boothing for the first time ever. Well, it wasn't actually, I correct myself. It wasn't the first time that I boothed because I did booth with Misty Mountain in Alabama at Huntsville Expo, and that was a lot of fun. This was the first time that I was selling merchandise at a booth,
Okay.
and the first time that I did bring my banner. So that was
Yeah,
definitely, yeah, I was really proud of that.
I'm just like scrolling quickly up. Nope, nope, down, down, down. I'm like stalking your Twitter photos for like a hot second. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a killer. That's a killer banner.
Yeah.
um, yeah. I mean, you had a variety of prints to sell. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think you did mention this. But do you have like a personal favorite like product that Misty Mountain Gaming like essentially sells? Like, it's the dice, right?
Oh, I love the stone dice. I mean, I was a geology major in college.
Oh,
I became an art major. So, yes,
okay.
love the
Yeah,
stone
yeah,
dice.
yeah. And I believe I remember seeing posts about how you've done like D&D ish campaigns with some of the other folks over at Misty Mountain.
Yes.
How have those generally went or been?
D&D campaign we just finished. We wrapped up the Rhymehold Ritual. It was a very, very fun campaign to play. It was a very goofy campaign, but a lot of serious elements as well. And I will say the last episode, I found myself tearing up towards the end because it's a wild ride that you take with all these friends. You know, even though it is technically fantasy, it's technically role play. It is a lot of memories created and a lot of fun moments.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. Like, I've never ever done a D&D like campaign in my life,
Hmm.
and I mean, I'm certainly down to try one someday. So it's just a matter of trying to get in with the right group of people that are willing to like guide me through the whole process of like making my own character and like just going through a campaign, whether that if it's something completely made up or if it's something that's been established like through the D&D lore or stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, do you have like a personal like favorite aspect of the whole tabletop hobby?
Yes, I really do think my favorite part about D&D is the fact that there's so much thought that goes behind it. I mean, yes, you are role playing, but you really get into the game. It's almost like playing an MMO, but you don't have a screen in front of you. So it's really in depth. I mean, it's you cover all the bases, you cover the minute details, and you really find yourself like just sucked into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your what was your like class or race in the last campaign that you finished?
I was a druid drow.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice, nice. Um just trying to think, take a look. Well, I mean, even though you were only there for one day, I mean, you did briefly talk about like GCX, like as the type of convention that it was, or the proceeds that it donated and made to St. Jude. How was that con?
It was a lot of fun. We were there for a short period of time, so we didn't get to see the entire convention.
Okay.
But for what it was a lot of fun. And the staff was very friendly, very kind.
Yeah, yeah. Sweet. Um, oh, shoot. Uh, Anything else about MegaCon that you want to like shout out or talk about or let people know about?
Um, it was just a really fun event. I'm really happy that Misty Mountain made that happen for us.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. Um, so what does the rest of the year look like for you in terms of just traveling to conventions, making cosplay, that sort of thing?
yep. So I have a couple guest spots booked for the rest of this year. I have QuestCon coming up, Ocala Comic Con, and I believe Brick City Anime Festival at the end of the year. And I will be attending a lot of other conventions in the meantime as well. Um,
Okay.
I do have some bigger builds being planned. I know that I just recently announced on my Instagram that I will be working on a FemShep from Mass Effect. And that was
Ooh.
actually a sponsored cosplay through Coscom Cosplay Supplies. I have personally met them. They are such a sweet, it's a family run business and they're so sweet. Um, so I'm really excited and really proud to support, a business like that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I mean, so like the last time we talked, it was at the beginning of the year, and it was more so just a brief, sort of like deep dive interview into who you are, how you got involved within cosplay and being a nerd and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
I guess since then, I guess overall, like in addition to like having just done GCX, having just done MegaCon, how has this overall year been for you?
This year has been a little bit rough, but I feel like the ball is starting to roll these past couple months. Initially, in the beginning of the year, I felt like I was hitting a lull in my creative ambition, I guess. I had a lot of family problems happening, and then a lot of like job and financial issues, and thankfully all of that stuff has worked itself out. And so now I'm kind of in the recovery process of that and getting back to what I really love doing, which is creating these amazing builds. I mean, it's very fun, and a very exciting thing for me to do, just because it's a different. You learn so much that you learn so many different things. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, when you're working on different builds, each build has a different element to it and a different, something that you haven't done before. So finally getting back to that, have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Um, so yeah, this year should be really good, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I love always seeing you like blossom and create like killer cosplay that you've so far done throughout the year.
Thank you.
Would you say that? And I honestly can't remember because I mean, do I listen back to my own episodes? No. Um, to like, so like my memory is not that great in terms of like just the general. I guess just for past episodes. Sometimes good, but overall, I would say no, not that great. But and so, which is leading me into asking, and if I did ask this in the last episode, I apologize. But based on what you've said about like how um, builds that you've done being a way for you to learn a new skill, would you say that that is a primary driving force when selecting like characters to create? Like, so FemShep, are you going to be utilizing or like learning a new skill like throughout this cosplay that you're gonna make?
Yes, actually. And I do have a tendency to pick cosplays that cover different areas of cosplay that I haven't learned. But I feel like at this point, after doing a 3D build, a foam build, sewing build, LED build, um, for fabric build, I feel like I do have a good general understanding of most categories. There are certain things like resin printing and, um, big prop assembling. And then my other issue I always struggle with is, armor attachments. So I'm going to have to get better at that. But for the Fem Ship, she has an Omni Blade tool. So
Yep.
what I plan on doing is taking a clear Warbler and sticking in a pot of boiling water that has fabric dye in it and dyeing it a almost UV type orange,
Yeah.
and heat forming that to create an Omni Blade tool. So that'll be something that I haven't done before that I'm excited for.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard that Quarter Warble, I mean, works well when you're trying to like dye it a different color. So
Mhm.
that should be a very interesting process for you. Never worked with Clear Warbler. It's always been like back when I was still making cosplay. It was always either the classic brown or the new, not new anymore, but new at the time, the black Warbler. So, have you worked with the Clear version before?
This will be the first time that I'm working with the clear version. I have worked very limited with the white Warbler, and I do prefer the brown original Warbler the most. It's very malleable, but it
Yeah.
does have essentially higher or bigger, I guess, particles. That's not the right word, but it needs a lot of sanding.
Probably not.
When you yeah,
Yeah.
when you work with the white and black Warbler, you have less grittier of a texture, but it is less sticky, less malleable. And then the clear Warbler, I'm imagining that is essentially the just epitome of a thermoplastic. It is a plastic that you can heat up and mold. So,
Yep. Yep. Let's see here.
mm.
No worries. No worries. I ran into your TikTok when I was looking through your photos, so it happens. Um, huh. Is there anything else that you want to take the time, like during this episode, to chat about? Whether it's anything cosplay related, any I don't know what do you call it, like motivational thoughts or
um,
stuff about like upcoming cons that you're excited for, or because I
yeah.
definitely feel like we talked about like your dream convention when I had you on last time. I have a gut feeling we did.
Oh, I think I did speak about RTX. I've always wanted to go to RTX, but it's not possible this year, unfortunately. But no, I guess what I want to put out there is, life can be difficult. I know for a fact my best friend Julia is also going through a rough time. But as long as you chase what makes you really happy in life, you're doing the right thing, I think. And just kind of let your worries melt away, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, yeah, I guess that would pretty much do it for this episode. Because I don't think I have anything else to chat with you about. Because you did a fantastic job detailing how the convention was for you. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this episode. All my love and thanks to Kayjora for popping by and allowing me to talk with her about the con. I know for the immediate future, there is a part 2 of my PAX East coverage coming. It'll most likely be in July because of one of the cosplayers' availability, because he is in the process of moving. But that is going to happen soon. Um, at some point, I will also be chatting with Maru again to talk about her time at Fanime a couple weeks ago. Time means nothing to me. I don't know when anything is anymore. Um, and yeah, Kay, if they want to go find your stuff, where do they go?
So across all the platforms, my handle is Kayjora Cosplay. So you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, Imgur, all those fun places.
Oh yeah, some places. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Some spicy places.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep, spicy.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Cosplay Bites. Thank you all for listening, and I will catch you all in the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.